Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. So we're coming off a great weekend of boxing. We had the Kell Brook versus Errol Spence fight. Errol Spence stopped Kell Brook in the 11th round of their fight and captured the IBF championship at welterweight. So congrats to Errol Spence on making a name for himself, and he's no longer labeled a hype job by so many in the world, right? Now, Kell Brook looks like he's going to be out for a while. It's been confirmed that his left orbital bone was broken, so he's probably going to need surgery to fix that. So he's out. And there's even talk of him moving up to 154, which I'll probably make a separate video about. I don't think that's a really good idea for him, because I don't really know who he could beat as far as top names are concerned at 154. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about Errol Spence's latest statement. Errol Spence said that after beating Kell Brook, that makes him the #1 at welterweight. He's #1 at welterweight according to himself. Now, I completely disagree. Now, let's get into his statement. Kell and myself are the most skilled fighters at 147. Also the biggest and strongest. So yes, I do think beating him makes me #1. I think we gave the fans what they wanted to see, and I take my hat off to him. Kell is strong, fast, and crafty. He lived up to all my expectations. He can also punch, and I had to show true grit to see it out. I told you I was coming over here to take the title back to America, and I did that. It's only up from here now. I want to fight Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao. My ultimate goal is to unify the titles. Errol Spence's statement. Okay, so look, Errol Spence, you know, you can be a crazy fanboy. You can say I'm a fanboy, but look, this is the real talk right here. He's not #1 at welterweight, okay? #1 at welterweight, and it kills me to say this at times, #1 at welterweight is Keith, one-time Thurman. He has proven it in the ring. He is #1. He beat Danny Garcia and Sean Porter back-to-back. And his resume isn't the worst, okay? So I would put Keith Thurman #1, okay? #2, and a lot of people will probably hate on me for saying this, I'll say #2 is Manny Pacquiao, okay? You know, he has a great body of work overall. I could never put him #1 right now, especially not in the past, I would say, couple of years. Just looking at his last 5 fights, he's got Mayweather, Bradley, Vargas, Algieri, maybe Bradley twice, right? Those are the last guys he fought. Those are his last 5 wins, or last 5 fights, with 1 loss. So I can't put him at #1. He lost to Floyd. You know, his choice of opponents, man, I criticize him for that all the time, because I want to see Pacquiao fight better competition. This Jeff Horn shit, that doesn't fly well with me, okay? Jeff Horn, Jesse Vargas. I don't care if Jesse Vargas was WBO champion. I don't give a fuck, all right? It's still Jesse Vargas at the end of the day, okay? Now, I would put Errol Spence in our top 5 at welterweight right now. Maybe #3. You know, I'll put Errol Spence in #3 at welterweight, okay? Behind Pacquiao and Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman's got 2 belts. Now, Errol Spence needs to continue his body of work, because the only name he has on his resume is Kell Brook. That's a fact. And it's a great name to have on your resume, right? It is. It's a really good name to have at welterweight. But he's saying he wants to fight Keith Thurman next and Pacquiao next. We all know that's not going to happen. There's no chance in hell he fights either of those guys next. Keith Thurman's out with an injury. Wink, wink. And Manny Pacquiao's headed to Australia to fight Jeff Horn, okay? Now, I don't know if this is going to be Pacquiao's last fight, but I know damn well he's not about to get in the ring with Errol Spence for any amount of money, considering that he doesn't want to fight Terrence Crawford, or he wants a huge payday for fighting Terrence Crawford, right? So for him to fight a killer in his own weight class, Errol Spence, I don't see that happening. And for the Pacquiao fans out there, you know deep in your heart that he doesn't want to fight Errol Spence. And also, you know deep in your heart that he don't want to fight Keith Thurman either. You know who I'm talking to. All right, I'm talking to Pacquiao fans right now. Y'all know he don't want to fight either of those guys. Otherwise, he would have skipped fighting Jeff Horn and tried to make a unification match with somebody, right? Or you're going to say he tried, right? We're not going to get into that bullshit, because that's all it is. It's bullshit. Bob Arum is not going to match up Pacquiao against one of Al-Haymon fighters that could more than likely beat the shit out of Manny Pacquiao, okay? Now, we're done hating on Manny Pacquiao for now. Keith Thurman. Now, yes, I want to see Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence. I think Keith Thurman gives Errol Spence a lot of problems because he uses great foot movement. He's very fast. He would make Errol Spence work for that win. Okay. You know, he's not just gonna stand there like Kell Brook was standing there. He's going to use a lot of lateral movement. He has amazing footwork, okay? And he has power. When he sits down on the shots, he hurts people, okay? So that's just a few things with regard to Keith Thurman. Now, I would love nothing more than to see Keith Thurman get knocked out by Errol Spence, but we might not be able to see that for a while. You know, he's going to be out for 6 months. You multiply that, we get 12, right? Hey, Keith Thurman about to be out for like 2 years. He lying. He about to be out for 2.5 years. He not going to fight for the rest of this year. And I bet you if he does come back, the earliest he'll come back is in September 2018. All right? So, and then by the time he comes back, he's going to have to fight Lamont Peterson. You know, he's going to have to give Sean Porter a rematch. We're not going to see him fight Errol Spence anytime soon. All right? So, we can hold off on that. But getting back to Errol Spence's original statement, no, he's not #1 at welterweight. You know, great win over Kell Brook. I can't give him that much props right now. I can't. Okay, I got to see more work. You know, take a stay busy fight you a mandatory. Someone will come along, but the thing is, he got to stay active. He was out of the ring for a minute before he fought Kell Brook. I'm sure that played a part in him looking the way he did early on in that fight because he wasn't looking that great. He didn't look great the entire fight, but, you know, it was enough to stop Kell Brook, you know, because he sustained that eye injury, right? Or he was damaged by Triple G, which is why he lost, right? Or, no, Kell Brook only lost the fight because he got knocked, because he got TKO'd, right? If he hadn't have injured his eye, he would have beat Errol Spence, right? That's what y'all be saying. It's crazy shit, right? Nah, see, it happened for a reason, okay? His eye got broken for a reason, and he got stopped. So, he didn't win the fight. And you got to give Errol Spence credit for beating Kell Brook. I give him 100% credit. I don't give a fuck what happened before this fight. I don't care if Triple G broke his right eye. Errol Spence broke his left eye. And he dropped him in the 10th round, right? Triple G didn't stop him. I mean, Triple G didn't knock him down. And I'm not, you know what? I swear, if one of y'all come in here talking about Triple G, just saying some crazy stuff about Triple G, I'm blocking you. Off jump, all right? We're not talking about that. We're not saying Errol Spence is better than Triple G. We're not saying he got more power. I'm just telling you what happened. Facts are facts. Errol Spence did something that Triple G wasn't able to do, and that was drop Kell Brook, and he made him take a knee. Facts are facts. It's okay. You want another fact to make you feel better? Triple G stopped Kell Brook sooner than Errol Spence stopped him. So what? Okay. Now moving on. Keith Thurman has a target on his back. It seems like everybody wants to fight him. Okay? And it's gonna be a while before we get to see Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman. And you know, all those hoops he made Sean Porter jump through, the fake car accident with no medical records, yeah. When the time comes to unify with Spence, it's gonna be the same thing, man. He's not gonna be ready for that fight. He's not gonna be ready. He's not gonna want to take it. Even though I feel he has a lot of advantages over Errol Spence. You know, if Errol Spence tags him, and it's only a matter of time before he tags him in a fight, he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt. I would say Kell Brook was probably one of the hardest punchers at welterweight. Bigger. He's bigger. So look, Errol Spence is bigger than Keith Thurman. I don't know if I would say he probably punches harder than Keith Thurman too. After him taking down Kell Brook like that. No, I'm not contradicting, man. I'm just giving you pros and cons. Keith Thurman is a good fighter. He's a great fighter. That's why I rank him #1 at welterweight. He's done a lot in the welterweight division. You know? I just don't like how he be winning. You know? I don't like how he wins his fights. But that's a topic for another video. Now, in closing, Errol Spence is not #1 at welterweight. Matter of fact, this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to give me y'all top 5 at welterweight right now. For me, I got 1, Keith Thurman, 2, Manny Pacquiao, 3, Errol Spence, 4, Sean Porter. I don't even want to put Danny Garcia at #5, but I guess I could put him at #5. Either him or Kell Brook at 5. I don't know. But I know for sure Thurman at #1, Pacquiao 2, Errol Spence 3. And that's easy. That's easy for me to say. So drop a comment below, man. I want to know who y'all top 5 is in the welterweight division. You know, what matchup should we see next? Obviously, we're not going to get Errol Spence versus Thurman next, or Pacquiao. So who can Errol Spence fight next? Who is Keith Thurman most likely going to fight when he comes back from his shoulder injury? Wink, wink. Hitman Boxing. Drop a comment. I'm out.